And this one is the only one I come the closest to regretting. Here, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, welcome. Today's video is going to be one that I have literally been saying I was going to do ever since I created my channel a couple of years ago, and every single time I've ever asked if you guys wanted to see this video, it's like an overwhelming yes, and I just never got around to it just because of a bunch of different reasons. Like, I had another tattoo on the horizon that I wanted to get before I filmed this, or I just felt very guarded about sharing all of my tattoos and the stories behind them, because to me, tattoos are a very personal thing. My deal with my tattoos, no matter how young I was when I got them, what state of my life I was in when I got them, whether I can even remember the reason behind them at all or not, those things to me are very personal, and people can get really judgmental about what strangers decide to put on their bodies. So I've gone back and forth on this video quite a few times, but I just decided, screw it, I'm gonna film it, because honestly, I'll let you guys know right off the bat right now, I don't regret a single tattoo that I have on me. And you guys will see, some of these don't even really have a good meaning behind them, but for me, every single tattoo on my body, whether the meaning is still important to me or not to this day, still means a lot to me, because it represents a point in my life that I found significant enough to get a tattoo, and it's like a little memory etched into me of that time in my life. So regardless of what it is or why I got it, I still 100% would get each of these tattoos again. So I just wanted to put that out there before we got started, but also too, before we get started, as always, please make sure to like this video. Also leave me a comment down below. If you have tattoos, let me know what your favorite tattoo is. I love hearing the story behind people's tattoos, which is also partially why I wanted to go ahead and do this video, because I wanted to tell my stories behind all of my ink. And if you're new and you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. You know, every once in a while, I might get a tattoo on this channel. I've gotten 2 so far, and there's still a ton more on my list. So if you liked this, might as well tag along for the ride. But anyways, so I have been getting tattoos ever since literally my 18th birthday. I knew that on my 18th birthday, I was gonna go and I was gonna get my first tattoo. So we'll actually start there, and I'm gonna try to go in chronological order. I say try, just because there's a couple of them that may get muddy. They may meld together as far as like my memory goes of like when I got them, but I'm gonna stay for the most part on track with a chronological order. So I think the best thing to do, I'm in this like little tiny bra and shorts so that I can show you everything. The first one, and I'm so sorry you guys, I've had a really big dinner, so please ignore the bloating, but the first one that I got is this black rose right here on my hip, which was quite a spot to get your first tattoo in, because that is a little bit sensitive. But I knew from the very beginning my first tattoo was going to be a black rose. At the time, I was obsessed with vampires, and there was this one author, Amelia Atwater Rhodes, who had these books set in this fictional world with vampires, and their sign was a black rose. So I was obsessed with black roses for the longest time, still am to this day. Like, Trevor has always tried to track down a black rose for me. They are extremely rare. They have to be specifically bred. But yeah, I just loved black roses so much. At the time, I called them my favorite flowers. So on my birthday after school, she and I headed to Newport Beach, literally drove around and just found a tattoo shop. I actually now live very close to that tattoo shop. But yeah, we just found this random tattoo shop. Absolutely no planning or researching ahead, because I was a teenager and I was just going on a whim, and I went and I got this black rose tattooed onto my hip. So that was tattoo number 1. The next one happened just like, I think 6 months or less later, because I had also wanted to like bring my cousin along to get a tattoo, because she and I always talked about getting tattoos, and you know, she lived in San Francisco, so she couldn't come with me on my 18th birthday. So I was like, I'm gonna get another tattoo. And I'm not like super into astrology, but I do like it. I like things that kind of represent who you are. Like with the Chinese zodiac, I'm the year of the snake, so I actually really love snakes and stuff. So I decided to get a Sagittarius symbol tattooed onto me. And this one is the one that I always forget I have, because it's so small and it's so randomly placed. It's on the other side. There is, I actually drew that myself. It's basically a bow and arrow with a red ribbon wrapped around it and a red star right above it. The bow and arrow, obviously, because I am a Sagittarius and I am very much a Sagittarius, and the red for 2 reasons. One is because Sagittarius is a fire symbol, so fire red, and then also red is actually my favorite color. So that's how that one came about. I just remember I drew it in my notebook one day and just decided, you know what, I'm gonna get this tattooed onto me. So when I went to go visit her in San Francisco, she and I, once again, randomly headed out into San Francisco, found a tattoo shop, no research, no planning whatsoever. And someone had an opening, and since it was a small tattoo, it was just the house minimum, which I think was like 65 bucks or something like that. And yeah, I got it done. Then my third tattoo was done in what is known as one of the most sensitive areas on your body to get a tattoo. And it was on my ribs, on the side ribs. I actually have 2 different tattoos on my ribs. So this one, really funny story behind this whole thing, and then my 4th one too. But this is a sparrow, and then it's my birth date and Roman numerals around it. I got that done my senior year, just I think it was like a couple months before graduation, or I think it was right after we graduated, and it was supposed to be this whole thing in my teenage head of like the symbolism of me graduating high school and becoming an adult and just kind of like flying the coop, just, you know, being free and flying out there into the world. So that was like the idea behind that one. And I actually didn't draw that one. I just kind of described to the tattoo artist what I wanted, and she drew it, and I just kind of was like, yeah, okay, let's go with it. It's funny too, this one wasn't really planned ahead at all. My friends and I randomly stumbled upon this tattoo shop, and my friend at the time, Ashley, was the first one to get a tattoo there. And we actually ended up really bonding with all of the tattoo artists and the owner there. We just really liked them. So we would just go there randomly and hang out. Like, weirdest thing, like we treated this tattoo shop like a coffee shop. It was the most random thing ever. And since we were hanging out there so much, I was like, hey, I've always had this idea for a tattoo. I don't have it drawn out, but why don't you draw me something? If I like it, we'll do it. And that's how that one happened. And then my 4th one, which is I think my 2nd biggest piece, and this one is the only one I come the closest to regretting, but I don't actually regret it. I would do it again. I'm gonna have to angle you guys down to see this. These wings on my side, I actually wanted them to be more golden, but we couldn't get a golden color, so they're actually like more yellow and orange. It's definitely faded a lot, so it just basically looks like skin color on me now because I am so tan. But I had also actually at the time had been thinking of getting them bigger, and I'm glad that I didn't. So like I said, that one is the one I come the closest to regretting, just because there's not really a whole big meaning behind them. I just thought it would be cool to tattoo a huge pair of wings on my hip. Not entirely sure, but you know what? I was spontaneous, I was whimsical, and every single time I look at it, I just think of that summer and just like how we were these weird kids who would hang out at this tattoo shop and just randomly ask for tattoos. So I still like it. The only reason why I say I come the closest to regretting it is not because of the tattoo itself, it's because of the placement, because I really want to get a big fox going up my side. I am obsessed with foxes. I love foxes. This is a tattoo that I have wanted for so long, and where I want to get the fox is actually huge. It would actually be going from here to here, and right here is where those wings are. So it's not that I regret getting the tattoo, it's just more I want to put something else there now. And I have talked to a tattoo artist who said that the tattoo that I want would easily cover that up, so I can get it done anytime and basically that one would disappear. It would make me a little bit sad to know that it disappeared because, like I said, it's just a nostalgic tattoo for me, even though the reasoning is kind of dumb as to why I got it. But I'm just slowly getting to the point where I really want that fox there more. So I think probably in like the next year or two, I'll probably be tattooing over that one. And obviously I'll take you guys along on the ride if and when that happens. Then the next tattoo after my wings is the biggest one out of all of them. I'm sure it's the one that you guys probably see the most often, and it is this one on my back. So this is a pair of point shoes. I was a dancer, and by dancer I mean like ballerina, hip hop, contemporary, not, you know, the pole. No shade, it's just making it clear. But those are actually my point shoes. It took me a lot longer in the world of ballet to get to point than most people, so it was such a big accomplishment for me to finally be cleared to be able to do point and get my first pair of point shoes. So I got them done on my back. It says dance, and I can't reach it, but you guys might see what looks like a smudge right there, but that actually says dance, and then underneath it says mind, body, soul. Even though I don't actively dance anymore, dance was such a huge part of my life and my identity growing up. I always thought I was gonna grow up to be a professional dancer, like in music videos, or join a company or open up my own dance studio. That was my ultimate goal, was to teach and then open up my own dance studio. But you know, realities of the world sank in, and I eventually went a little bit more of a conservative route and studied fashion instead. But still, dance was and is a huge part of my life, and so it makes sense that that is my biggest tattoo on my body. Then my next tattoo came, I think it was just like a couple years later, and it was actually a gift from Trevor, and it was a tattoo that I had been saying for years I had wanted to get. I had seen this quote on Pinterest, and I was just like obsessed with it for a few different reasons. Hopefully, I can't tell if you guys can see, but you guys might have seen this script on my neck just like a few times when I might have had my hair up and stuff. And the quote on it, in case you've never gotten a chance to actually like see it and read it, is "Lift up your head, princess, if not the crown falls." So I really liked that as kind of like a reminder to keep my head up, and I thought it was very appropriate on the back of my neck, even though I can't read it. I know what it says, but I thought it was an appropriate placement right back there because obviously your neck holds your head up. And I also liked it because I'm not like a huge like princess kind of girl, but for some reason in this, I actually really liked it because it felt like it was speaking directly to me because my name translates to princess. The name Sarah means princess in Hebrew. So in that sense, it just felt a little bit more personal to me, and it's actually kind of special, like I said, because it was actually a Christmas gift from Trevor. So for this one, I can't even remember how we found this tattoo shop. I think it was referred to us from someone, but it was this tattoo shop in Newport Beach that we just kind of heard about, went to, and they said, yeah, we can tattoo her today. And that's how that one got there. Then the next tattoo that I got happened on December 18, which is my birthday. But for those of you who are Star Wars fans, you guys might know this date, December 18, 2015. It was the day that episode 7 came out. We never knew if we were gonna get a sequel series, and we finally got it. And so when I saw the release date was on my birthday, I was like, this is a sign. I need a whole entire Star Wars themed birthday. A bunch of my friends and I went to the movies to go watch the premiere. We had dinner and stuff. But beforehand, I literally walked from our place to a tattoo shop that was on the same street, and I had them tattoo right behind my ear the Rebel Alliance symbol right here. I think I'm pointing to it. I can't see, but yeah, like right there. That spot, by the way, in case anyone's curious, it doesn't necessarily hurt, but it was probably the weirdest sensation just because it's so close to your ear and it's vibrating your skull that like it's just loud and your whole head feels like it's shaking the whole time. It was a very off-putting feeling. I wouldn't get another tattoo in that area again. Again, not because it hurt, but just because it was just the weirdest thing. But regardless, it's one of my favorite tattoos because I love Star Wars. I specifically wanted the Rebel Alliance symbol. I thought about getting the Jedi one because I think the Jedi one is the prettiest, but I just felt more drawn to having the Rebel Alliance symbol on me. I think because too, the Rebel Alliance is so closely associated with Princess Leia, who I love. So that's why I went with that one over the Jedi symbol. Then moving on to one of the most spontaneous, spur of the moment, literally got drunk and got it tattoos. I was out having brunch with a couple of my girlfriends from my old work, and I forgot how we got on the topic of tattoos. But anyways, we did, and we were getting drunk off of unlimited mimosas, and we decided to start like researching if there was a tattoo shop that was open on a Sunday, because it was a Sunday afternoon. And we found one again in Newport Beach. I've gotten a lot of my tattoos at Newport Beach, and I've only ever repeated once. So if you guys need a good Newport Beach tattoo shop, let me know, because I've tried them all basically. But yeah, we called this one up. We said, do you guys have room for walk-ins today? And they said, yeah, come on in. So we literally drove over to Newport Beach from Huntington and all got tattoos. We didn't get matching tattoos. We all got tattoos that we had been planning on getting for a while. We just decided that that was the day since we were all together. One of our friends was leaving to go move to Australia, so we just all wanted to kind of do this thing while we were still together. And that tattoo is this one on my forearm. This one says warrior. If you guys are new here, after dance, I got really into Muay Thai. I still am very much into it. I just like love hitting stuff. I love practicing Muay Thai. I love sparring. I love it all. And this warrior tattoo is kind of like my call out to that part of my life, and also because everyone who knows me always describes me as being a very strong person. I have a strong personality. I can definitely take a lot, so that's also kind of alluding to that part of my personality for me. And then I realized I knew I was gonna go out of order at some point, and I just did. This one was actually first. So this script on my wrist that I'm sure you guys always see, and I know people try to read it and they're like, what the hell is that? So the word on my wrist here is onamel, and it's kind of in relation to this warrior tattoo. So it's a Greek drink consisting of honey and unfermented grape juice. So the drink is described as both sweet and strong, and when this word is used in English to describe something, the definition of it is something consisting of both sweetness and strength. And again, like I said, with part of like the meaning behind my warrior tattoo, with the fact that I have a very strong personality, that's part of the meaning behind this one as well, is the fact that the two biggest words that have always been used to describe me by the people who know me very well is strong and sweet. So this is just kind of like a little succinct description of my personality and who I am, and I always put it here just like kind of as a reminder of like who I am. I just realized, did I ever tell you guys how many tattoos I have? I have 11 total, so we're almost there. We just did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Am I missing one? 9. So we just did 9, 2 more to go, and we are actually on the 2 tattoos that I have gotten on this channel. So if you've been here for a while, you guys actually saw me get these. The first one is this one on my ribs. This one was probably in the most sensitive spot on my body, but actually, if you ask the people who came with me, Michelle and my friend Rebecca, I took it like a champ. It actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna end up being, but this is a quote from the movie Casablanca. Casablanca is my favorite movie of all time. I'm obsessed with it. I love it so much. I will go on and on about it, so I'll leave it at that. But the quote from that movie on my ribs is the iconic of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world. I love that part of the movie. It's one of my favorite scenes. It's my absolute hands down favorite quote from that movie. And to me, I've always been a big believer in everything happens for a reason. There's a reason why things happen in a certain way, in a certain order, why people pop into your life at certain times and stuff. I just kind of believe that everything is very connected, and to me that quote really speaks to that, because like whenever you're faced with something where you're just like, that's so random that that happened in my life, or like, that's so crazy that that happened in my life to make this thing happen. It's kind of like the same thought behind that quote, because of all of the times that this could have happened to you, it happened at this time, or it happened in this place, or you met this specific person, and it's kind of like a reminder that it was meant to be. So I had wanted this tattoo for a very, very long time. I had just kind of been waiting for an opportunity where I felt like I really wanted to get a tattoo, and Michelle and a couple of other girlfriends and I were going up to LA to go to BeautyCon, and Michelle and I got in our heads that we were gonna go get tattoos. We actually went to the tattoo shop where she got her tattoo, and she ended up not getting one. I went through with mine, obviously, and yeah, I love it. I just think it's such a pretty saying, and the script that he did is just so gorgeous, so I'm obsessed with it. I love it. And then finally, my very last tattoo, I got it just like a couple months ago, and honestly, this one is probably my most special tattoo. I actually kind of have to explain it to people when they see it, because it doesn't make sense to most people, like if you just like look at it, but once I explain what it is, people are always like, oh my god, that's so cute. So if you are a newer viewer of my channel, you may not know, I had a cat for 20 years. I had him ever since I was 10. His name was Pip. He was this all white cat, and unfortunately we lost him at the beginning of this year. We had been hoping that he was gonna live to 21, but he had a couple strokes which resulted in an accident one morning, and unfortunately we lost him. But he was my first pet, my first baby, and he was my companion for 20 years. I literally grew up with him from 10 to 31, and I just knew I had to get something for him on me. So he used to sleep in this really perfect ball. It was so cute. Like, I would describe him as like a cat ball. He would just curl up in this literal perfect ball, and I knew that that was exactly what I wanted to get tattooed onto me. So that is what is on my arm right here. I'll give you guys a closer look, but it's basically a line drawing. I'm very into like line tattoos, as you guys can see lately. Like, I just like fine lines and stuff, but this is a line drawing of Pip curled up in a little ball. And like I said, this one is definitely my most special tattoo because it's of my first baby and the little guy that had been by my side for 20 plus years. So I got him put right here because I used to carry him in this arm, kind of like a baby like this all the time. He'd just be like nestled in this crook of my arm. So I thought that this would be the perfect place for him, and it's kind of like he's still, you know, literally by my side no matter what, wherever I go. So sorry, getting a little choked up because I miss him a lot. So this tattoo just means the world to me, even though people are always very confused and can't really tell what it is at first sight, but what matters is that I know what it is. But anyways, that is all 11 of my tattoos. Yeah, I've got a lot. I clearly have a thing for getting small, meaningful tattoos in different places. That's just my style. Would I ever get a sleeve done? I have actually always wanted a sleeve. I don't think I will ever get it done, but I love the thought of me getting a sleeve. But I do want to get more tattoos. I want to get something for Spartacus. I haven't quite figured out what it is yet. And then, like I said, I definitely want to get that fox at my side, and then, you know, whatever else I'm inspired to get tattooed onto me someday on my life journey. I just kind of like let my life speak to whatever I feel like I want to commemorate on me, and that's just kind of my philosophy behind it, and it's never steered me wrong because, like I said, I don't regret a single tattoo. I love every story behind every tattoo. I love the representation of that time in my life, and I just can't wait to get more. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. For those of you who have been waiting a long time for this video, I hope that it was worth it and that I did it justice. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I love you guys, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.